bike history. My Bike Ninja's bike history. Okay. So my first memory, I think, had my trike in it. I want to say a red tricycle. I remember a red tricycle distinctly, and I remember riding it a lot and getting pretty good on it. You know, I used to be able to zip around on that thing, and I rode that thing up until I was like, up until the time I was like, you know, I don't know how long a kid rides a tricycle for, but probably up till I was like 4 or 5. So I probably rode the trike for a couple years. And then I was 4 or 5. I noticed, obviously, the big kids were riding around bikes. And my dad had a bike back then. I think he had a Roadmaster. My dad likes Roadmasters. And my brother rides Huffies. And my other brother, I don't know what he rides. My mom rides beach cruisers. Pretty cool. Everyone in my family has their own riding style. Every bike rider has their own style anyways, just like every bike has its own style and personality. You know, it's all different, and that's what I love about it. It's all unique. On any given day, you never know what kind of rider you're going to run into. And today, I've been quandering the idea of starting to wear a helmet, because I've always kind of been against helmets, but because I felt like helmets is kind of a admitting failure type thing. But this new bike is so fast and so terrifying, and I feel so comfortable on it, that I am starting to think about head and face protection a little bit more, because I definitely don't want to hurt the moneymaker. I mean, I'm not the best looking guy ever, but I'm kind of have an iconic face, I guess you could say. But you'll never know, because I'll never show it all on here. Why? Because I don't like to shave. Why don't I like to shave? Because it hurts. The end. Let's move on with our lives. I'm into beards, and I'm kind of ashamed of my beard because it turned white when I was electrocuted. So it makes me look older than I am, but whatever. That's a big reason I don't show my face. Another reason is, obviously, I have a lot of enemies out there. A lot of haters. I'd say on any given day, 75% of the world is hating on me. Or at least it feels that way. So I do have a few allies, though. Basically, anybody that rides two wheels is my friend. Four wheel people, not so much, you know. But two wheel people, definitely give me a little courtesy, especially when they see me running around on the Red Giant, one of the rarest mountain bikes ever made. So the only other Red Giant I know of in existence, actually there's two, and they're both for sale on eBay. And one is red like mine. It has a yellow rear rack. She's a beauty. And the dude only wants like $70 for it and pick up locally. And the other one is a beauty too. Yellow. The exact opposite of my bike. And a yellow iguana. And she's also a beauty. And he wants a fair price for that, you know, a couple hundred. But I tried to get like $400 or $500 for my bike, and I didn't get it. But I generated a lot of interest. But that's a lot of money to shelf out for an old bike, I get it. But they haven't ridden it, and they don't know how perfect it rides. Now that I got it all dialed in. So, anyways, moving on. Bike history. I'm ranting, but I'm staying on topic because I'm talking about bicycles, but I am ranting. I feel it's important for you guys to know more about me. So anyways, my bike history. Moving on. I need to wrap this up. Coming up on 15 minutes. Your boy Bike Ninja here tries just to ride A to B. I don't try to do anything fancy. I just try to ride A and B and get back home in one piece. That's all I try to do. Keep me and the bike in one piece. I try to ride smooth and fast. That's my style, smooth and fast. You know, I do have experience on road bikes, but anyways, my history. Stay on topic. There was a tricycle. Then when I was like 4 or 5, I started riding my other bikes. I don't know if I had my own bike, but I definitely tried riding my dad's bike a couple times. It was way too big. And I think when I was like 5, I learned how to ride a bike. My dad bought me a bike. I remember training wheels. I was on training wheels when I was like 4 or 5. And then 6 and 7, I took the training wheels off and rode a little bike till I got too big on it. And then when I was like, for like Christmas time when I was like 8, 9, or 10 or something, my dad bought us, and there was a road bike in between there too. We had an old road bike in the family. It's probably my dad's Roadmaster, and it was a 12-speed, I think, and I rode that a lot. And by the time I was like 8 or 9, I was already a pretty accomplished rider. And then my dad bought me and my brother a couple beautiful, brand new chrome Mongooses, BMX bikes. And that's when, back in the day, when Mongoose was the stuff. A couple beautiful, all chrome BMX bikes, red and blue. Of course, they got immediately stolen on my birthday, and then I got them back, and I rode that thing. Honestly, I think it got stolen again. Who knows? I don't know what happened to those chrome Mongooses. They're still out there somewhere. Actually, I think I traded my chrome Mongoose. Yeah, I traded my chrome Mongoose for my neighbor's Redline BMX bike, and I love that bike. And in middle school, I rode my Redline BMX bike everywhere. So, you know, a lot of guys say I'm not BMX, but I was BMX for a long time when I was a kid. And I wouldn't do anything crazy or anything, just basically A to B stuff, you know. I was huge into BMX bike, and then there was a Stingray. My granddad had a Stingray that we rode sometimes when we were kids, and it was just like the community little bike. It was awesome. I loved it. It had the banana seat and all that. And there was the Redline, and then in into middle school, my Redline got stolen from school, and I never saw it again, and that broke my heart. And I had a blue Diamondback BMX bike I rode for a while. It got stolen from a gas station. And then there was a 12-speed. I had my own cheap 12-speed. Yeah, I don't know if it was a Huffy. It may have been a Huffy. But it was a cheap 12-speed I rode in high school, and I loved it. So in high school, I rode a 12-speed road bike. Middle school, I rode a BMX bike. And then I rode 12-speed, that one. And then somewhere around that time, I got my yellow Trek 830, and I love that thing. But I had a bad crash in it and almost died, so I sold it. And I stopped riding for a while, like 10 years. I got into cars and other stuff and girls. And then a while back, I lost everything. I lost my girlfriend. My girlfriend dumped me. I lost my job. I got kicked out of my house. I mean, my dogs and cats died. It was just a horrible time. Still is. But I'm working through it. And then, so I had a lot of really neat bikes, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a few of them because I've had a lot of frickin' bikes, and the bikes I haven't had, I've rode. So anyways, I was on my Trek 830 for years, loved it. One day, someone decided to loosen the front quick release without me knowing about it, and I slid all the way across the street, went over the handlebars, slid across the street on my head, my face, got a little bit of brain damage, and then that changed my whole personality. And then I quit riding for a while, and then like I said, I lost everything. I lost my car, had to start riding again, started riding the family Huffy, and then I rode the family Huffy for 15 years. And then finally I got rewarded with my dream bike, which is the one I currently ride, Red Giant. So that's my bike history and my rant for the day. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.